Aloha! Welcome to Drop It in 5, Morsels to Move You Alive. I'm Michal Anna, coming to you live from the Big Island of Hawaii, and today we've got a passage to read. I think you're going to like it. It's definitely going to spark and ignite something within. So, take a moment. Here we go. There are two selves, the higher and the lower self. The higher self is human spirit, clothed with soul, made in the form of God. The lower self, the carnal self, the body of desires, is a reflection of the higher self, distorted by the murky ethers of the flesh. The lower self is an illusion and will pass away. The higher self is God in man and will not pass away. The higher self is the embodiment of truth. The lower self is truth reversed, and so is falsehood manifest. The higher self is justice, mercy, love, and right. The lower self is what the higher self is not. The lower self breeds hatred, slander, lewdness, murders, theft, and everything that harms. The higher self is mother of the virtues and the harmonies of life. The lower self is rich in promises, but poor in blessedness and peace. It offers pleasure, joy, and satisfying gains, but gives unrest and misery and death. It gives men apples that are lovely to the eye and pleasant to the smell, but their cores are full of bitterness and gall. If you would ask me what to study, I would say yourselves. And when you had well studied them and then would ask me what to study next, I would reply, yourselves. He who knows well his lower self, knows the illusions of the world, knows the things that pass away, and he knows his higher self, knows God, knows well the things that cannot pass away. Thrice blessed is the man who has made purity and love his very own. He has been ransomed from the perils of the lower self and is himself his higher self. Men seek salvation from an evil that they deem a living monster of the netherworld, and they have gods that are but demons in disguise, all-powerful yet full of jealousy and hate and lust, whose favors must be bought with costly sacrifice of fruits into the lives of birds, animals, and humankind. And yet these gods possess no ears to hear, no eyes to see, no heart to sympathize, no power to save. This evil is a myth. These gods are made of air and clothed with shadows of a thought. The only devil from which men must be redeemed is self, the lower self. If man would find his devil, he must look within. His name is self. If man would find his savior, he must look within. And when the demon self has been dethroned, the Savior, love, will be exalted to the throne of power. The David of the light is purity, who slays the strong Goliath of the dark and seats the Savior, love, upon the throne. That's chapter 8, verse 5 to 23 in the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ. Thank you for sharing this. Drop It in 5. Have a beautiful day and keep planting the seeds. Aloha.